It is officially day number 48 of vlogging for 20 minutes a day for 365 days, no edits, no filters, whatever happens, happens. And right now what's happening is we are almost finished with the kitchen area over here. I think you guys come for the chaos and stay for the clarity, and today I'm getting some clarity. The clarity is this. Well, let me talk about the chaos first. The chaos was figuring out how to remove this floor and put in a brand new floor in this slide out. I did call some people to help me out, but unfortunately it's very hard to find an RV mechanic that will commit to doing a slide out project where we live in Canada. And I did get a number, but by the time I would be able to get a number and get somebody to come out, it would have been too late because I do have a ACL surgery coming up on May the 8th. And so that means it's right around the corner. I'm less than a week away. Speaking of, I forgot to call the PT office that I'll make sure I do tomorrow to hopefully get an appointment for 2 weeks out. That way I can start my physical therapy. But with that being said, I had to finish up this kitchen area, replace that floor, get it ready because there was mold down there. And the mold would create a health problem potentially for my family. And my family, if you're new here, is 4 people and pets total. So myself, my name is Frankie, my wife, Alex, and Everly, our baby that's 2 years old, and then our dog, Paco, who is about 7 years old now. And I don't want my dog, my wife, my baby, living in a situation where we have mold. So I'm not gonna have that. So we replaced this area, it's looking pretty good. I reused the frame that they had, but what I'm gonna do differently is now, instead of having this pantry with doors that don't slide in and out, or sections that don't slide in and out, I am going to be putting hinges or slides on each one of these sections with having this open on every spot, and that slide will come all the way out to about here so you could access all your spices and whatnot, where before it would be really hard to get to the stuff back here, or basically you would forget it's there. So with having that ability to slide out, that pantry area is going to be really nice, a new addition to what we had here previously. And then one thing that is also pretty terribly set up is the garbage being underneath here is okay, sure, fine, but I could put a whole like RV filtration water system underneath there, and I'd rather do that. And then this area here, we could have a garbage and maybe cooking utensils that come right about here. So I still am gonna build cabinetry for this area as well, but I have the slide outs, so why not use them? And why not have a functional area that you could utilize the whole thing? And I even have redone up here as well. Nothing crazy, just normal stuff. I had to re-put in some new end pieces, end caps, and now this light's back on working. The fan works, as you can see. I could not find any RV videos on replacing the slide out with a kitchen in it. So we are in the process of making that video as well. Not on this channel, but on our other channel, our main channel called FNA Life. And that's just really a channel that's all about our life, all about the things that we do travel-wise. We are all over the spectrum when it comes to life. We like to travel, we like to live in vans, we like to live in trailers, we like to live in a home sometimes. We're just all over the place, and so that's what you could kind of expect from us, real life content. None of that AI shit, none of that stuff that just makes you feel like you're not a part of it. We really want you to feel like you're coming along the adventure with us. And so that's how we try to curate our content, as if you are on the adventure with us. So, or you're seeing the banter between me and my wife, you know, like the real life stuff. And I think we do a fair job at that. If you guys would go over and check out our other channel, it will mean the world to me. We haven't really been getting the traffic that we are used to getting. Like, we're just not getting the push or the click through or whatever it might be. And, you know, it's just something that we're working on really hard every day, and it is our livelihood. So if you guys could so kindly go over to our channel, watch a couple videos after watching this, I would really, really appreciate that. And I appreciate you for coming here. There's quite a bit of you that aren't subscribed to this channel, so please click the subscribe button. What we're also doing over here is we are raising money for charity every single month. And this month we're raising charity for dogs that need and cats that need help. It's a humane society. We'll have a link in the description, hopefully at this point of the month, but every single month we're going to try to raise $1,000 for a new organization or a new nonprofit. And so last month we raised money for children that were in need, and we broke the goal of $1,000. So if you could so kindly just donate even $1, that would mean the world to me. And you could get a tax write-off. So if you want to donate more, it's always tax related where you could have a tax write-off. So thank you so much for that, guys. Appreciate it. Where I'm starting to gain the clarity today is just in the simple sense of like getting off your phone and doing something. I know that sounds funny because right now you're probably on your phone watching this, but actually taking 20 minutes a day to like sit down and do something is quite a significant amount of time. Granted, this job isn't taking me 20 minutes, but the amount of things that I could get done in 20 minutes is kind of wild, kind of mind-blowing. And yeah, it might take more than 20 minutes to finish the job, but just to get started on something new, that 20 minutes goes a long way. And like just committing 20 minutes to this vlog, to this daily challenge that I've created, has made me more confident. It not only has made me more confident in my ability to talk to the camera, but it also has made me more confident in showing up every day. Some days could be a struggle to show up. You could be feeling sick, you could be feeling hurt, you could be feeling depressed, insecure. There's so many different feelings that you could be having that makes it to where you don't want to show up. But no matter the feeling that you're having, it's like, show up. It's okay. It's okay to show up with not the best feeling to start. And then by the time you're done, you're going to be happy that you did it. Like, sometimes I struggle to think about something to talk about in this vlog every single day because it is a daily update of life and things and whatever my thoughts are in the moment. But I'm amazed on how once you start and you get going, how much just like surfaces and makes you feel more comfortable to talk about vulnerabilities and all those other things that happen. And so, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say, it's okay to be vulnerable. And it's okay to show up not feeling 100% showing up. Because people will be happy that you're there. And you might be their reasoning for showing up too. Or at least keeping themselves accountable. Yeah. And like, even though when I'm here, I'm doing a lot of thinking about what I need to do over here, the fact that I showed up allows me to do that thinking on the kitchen. Because if I didn't show up, I wouldn't be able to measure to complete a thought or look at it and say, does this work? Or is this right? Or is this wrong? You know, if I use this thing, will it make it leak? And so on and so forth. But I had to show up for that. I was listening to this video earlier today about like, you know, getting more wealth and blah, blah, blah. And it was really interesting. It's the guy who interviews millionaires and billionaires on his channel on YouTube. He was interviewing a guy that said, you know, if you're looking, whatever point of life you want to get to, that's the person you should be trying to get advice from. I found that to be really cool and interesting. And so like, for instance, he was like, his goal was to be, say, a billionaire, right? But he was getting advice from people that were, 2-3 millionaire. I mean, still very successful, amazing. But like a 2 millionaire can't give you advice to be a billionaire. A billionaire is the only one who can give you advice to be a billionaire. And it kind of triggered some thoughts in my head on surrounding myself by the right people to be successful. And, it's something that I've been thinking about quite a bit over the last 2 years. And maybe that's something I've been thinking about because Everly is, in our lives. And previously to that, it was more about like adventure and all that, which it still is about that. But securing a future wasn't necessarily the top of the priority. And I think today and over the last 2 years, securing a future has been a priority for both Alex and myself. And not that we're not doing bad by any means, because we're not. We're doing perfectly fine. But there's definitely a few higher steps we could go. And I look forward to those steps, but I definitely need to find the right people to surround myself with to take those next steps. And like pretty soon here, there's going to be a couple people that I admire that will be around that I look forward to having these conversations with and figuring out how they did it and understanding, the ins and outs of all the different things that like get you there. Because you don't really know until somebody tells you, and it has to be somebody who's done it, because somebody who hasn't done it doesn't understand. It's like, it's funny to say this, but it's like from before you're a parent, you might think you understand what it's like to be a parent, but you don't really know what it's like to be a parent until you're a parent. And like even my friends who are having kids now, and their wife is, say, pregnant at the moment, I'll say to them, I would give you all the advice in the world, but there's no advice I could give you right now until you become a parent that you'll understand or you'll actually like get. And, so even today, I look at people that are parenting kids that are bringing them up in a really nice way, and you see the mannerisms of the kids and stuff like that. I try to listen to their advice when they talk because they've done a good job, and every kid is different. So they, but there are building blocks that will put you on the right path to get there. And I think that's why Everly has had such a really great development. If I must say so myself. I look at her and I'm wowed by her every single day. And I also am a little bit jealous that Alex gets to spend as much time with her as she can or as she does, because she has to. When I'm here, somebody has to watch her, and she could be here, but also at the same time, she might be interested in something else today, and that's totally fair. Whether it's going to the library or just playing outside or learning some new things or reading books at home. She's gotten really, really good at like tracing her little lines in her books, like staying on the actual line and now starting to color inside the lines and things like that. And they don't seem so significant because we do them every day as, grown people. But it's really significant at the age that they're at today. And it's like teaching them structure, and it's teaching them, how to listen and communicate and all these different things. It's just really, really cool. It makes me really want to go home right now and see them, which I'm about to do. Tonight, Alex and I are going to come back and we're going to put this refrigerator in. And then basically I'm going to hook up the lines and the electrical, and we'll have a working kitchen again fully. I have to test all the propane lines and stuff. But other than that, like, this section is done. The whole thing is finished. Other than those slide out drawers, which I will get to in the next couple days, and they will be done very soon. But yeah, just persistence of coming over here and sticking to it every day is what got the job done. You know, it's probably a job that could have been done in like 2 or 3 days max. But I was doing a lot of it by myself and taking my time doing it right, making sure everything looks good and feels good. And yeah, I'm super stoked on it. So persistency pays off. And then another thing I heard the guy say that I found really interesting was, you know, a lot of people have like one thing that they do and expect to do really, really well from it. But the people that do extremely well are doing like 100 different things at once. And I'm not saying that you need to go out and do 100 things at once. But what I'm saying is that if you have a goal to be at a certain level, you have to kick it into high gear and do many, many different things. So like, for instance, I make this video here, but then I also share this video on Spotify. And yeah, it's another step of work, but that's okay. It's another platform to be on. And then that, me sharing it to Spotify, actually distributes it to many different platforms, allowing many different people to hear and see it. And then our content that we are using for short form gets distributed to all content or all different forms of short form places. So this is like spreading us out even further. So it's giving you a different job on each thing, but now we might be on 20 different sites, say, for that exposure. And that exposure then drives people to different sources that may be beneficial to them, that also creates another income for us. And so every single time you make that transition or that transaction happen is another opportunity for, whether it's profit, whether it's exposure to meet new people, that might turn into another opportunity. That exposure may become like a $40,000, $50,000 deal in the future. I'm not saying that we've gotten one yet, because we haven't gotten one that high yet. But the opportunity is coming, you know, and that's the cool part. And by putting yourself in these different situations and on these different platforms in the social media world, it's the same thing when it comes to other stuff. So the one thing that I was realizing about like wealth and really like getting there is owning real estate is basically the biggest way of gaining generational wealth and continuing to grow in that aspect. And it's funny because even something so simple as fixing, building, and reselling, you know, stuff like this trailer and other vans has created quite a bit of wealth for us. And real estate is just that on a whole nother level. And like, in the sense of there's a lot more money involved. And yes, there's losses and yes, there's profit, but the really interesting part is the person who owns the item is the one who's in power of the value of it. And so you're the one who hires the person to renovate, hires the plumber to fix stuff, hires the electrician, all those people are interchangeable. Like, you could always hire a different contractor for all those things, but that house owner is the person that is in charge of all that. So that's why real estate is such a wealth gainer. Even if you rent it out to somebody, to rent it out, you could always change who you're renting it to. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is everybody always needs a place to live, whether it's a trailer, a van, or a house. It's a great way to create profit and to create value and to be somebody with value. And it's kind of wild because we have literally 2 trailers, and I eventually at some point in time, we'll probably sell both. And that's the reason why we take so much time to care for them and to love them and to fix them and to do all these things. And so I just think that's really cool. And it's been a big clarity of why I do this today. So that's the clarity for today. For me at least, is why I do this. And it's because it's putting us in a much better position every time I fix something. And today's comment of the day comes from, let's see. It's been 20 minutes, but I'm going to give you a comment of the day because I didn't get to give you one yesterday. So yesterday's video, Terry Two-Face says, where I live, we say, red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning, sailor's warning. It's a beautiful sunset. You really are lucky to live somewhere so beautiful. Yes, we are. We are blessed to live somewhere beautiful. And I'm sure you are too. You're just blessed in a different way. You know? Remember to open up your eyes and look at what you have around you and be thankful for all the things that you have around you, because somebody could have it worse, somebody could have it better. But even when they look like they have it better, they might have harder struggles in different ways. Take that as you will. It's been 20 minutes. We'll see you tomorrow.